everyone, Dr. Chris here. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you, Sun News and Review, for starting this interaction. Sorry it's taken me a week or so to get back to you guys. I've been super busy getting close to the holidays and all that stuff. But I have your questions written out and I have my answers that I will respond to as well. So the first one.
My question would be, why is the issue of muscle spasm, which is one of the indicators of something being out of adjustment, is not incorporated more effectively to a site-specific issue in the spine, so there can be a release and not requiring more visits than is necessary?
It's a very valid question. A lot of people, when they feel muscle pain, they want to get adjusted and then feel better right away. My answer to this is it depends on what you're measuring and what you want. We do have patients that come in, just want to feel better, get adjusted, and leave, and they might feel better in, a visit or two. But then we're going to see them, every month pretty much, because their body is going to keep on tensing up. And the reason why is because we haven't gotten down to the true problem. I'm just going to read my answer here so that way I don't mess it up too much. But muscles are controlled by the nervous system. So muscle spasms are an important indicator of spinal dysfunction, but it's not the only one. You have muscle release, but still you can have muscle release, but still a nervous system and spinal dysfunction. In my office, I actually measure muscle function using surface EMG, which is a computerized test that I do, as well as two other tests, including thermography and heart rate variability. Together, these tools help me to create an accurate and evidence-based care plan that is custom-built based on your neurology. So rather than basing your care plan, giving you 12 visits, 24 visits, whatever it is, based on how you feel, I'm giving you the care recommendations based on how your body's functioning. So that's how I work it. You may have a muscle release, but it may not fix the overall problem. The overall problem is what's going on with the neurology that's telling the muscles what to do.
How would I know I need to see a chiropractor?
Okay, Dr. Chris Boman here. I'm going to answer your second question from the Sun News and Review. To the gal that asked, how would I know that I need to see a chiropractor? And I don't like to counter this question with a question, but how do you know when it's time to see a dentist? And certainly it's not just when your teeth hurt, right? You keep your appointments for regular hygiene. Well, this is despite the fact that you can get a new perfect set of teeth if your original ones rot away, all right? Your spine, however, cannot be replaced. So long story short, it's a good idea to see a chiropractor for regular spinal hygiene and wellness. If you've never been to one, I recommend you go so that way you can know that there's no problem there that you might not be feeling. I always use this analogy again with the dentist that by the time you feel your cavity, right, it's probably been there for a little while. So by the time you feel back pain or neck pain, the common things that people associate with chiropractic care, the problem's probably already been there for a little while. Another good tip when to see a chiropractor, and then this is more of my field in the general chiropractic profession, but when you're pregnant, it's really important to make sure that your body is able to adapt well during pregnancy and also newborns. It's really, really important that as they're going through the birth process, whether it's cesarean section or vaginal birth, it's super, super important to make sure that these little kids aren't coming out with neurological problems due to stress from the birth process. Some of the symptoms that you might be feeling that might indicate that there is some sort of problem is a typical neck pain or back pain. In pregnancy, it could be that pain that wraps around, the pain that shoots down, pain in between your shoulders. Headaches are also a common one. In kids, one of the most common ones are constipation, colic, problems sleeping, really, really fussy, or feeling really, really tight bodies. Those are the most common things that I see in my office.
What's a question that you want to ask Dr. Chris Boman?
My question is, what muscle or part of your back would be right here? Because I have some sort of a twisted feeling and some pain that I've had for a few months.
So you've had the pain for a couple months?
Yes.
Do you know how you did it?
Figure skating.
All right, so I'll let him answer that question for you, okay?
So you're pointing to somewhere in your shoulder right up in here. The muscle that you're referring to is the trapezius muscle, okay? It extends down pretty much your whole back, and it goes all the way up into the base of your skull here. So it's a very broad muscle, and it's actually a very common place that I see people have shoulder pain, neck pain, and all that stuff. So it's a very common problem. While it's difficult to say specifically what's going on in your case, typically that area of muscle soreness is due to compensation on that side. What I mean by that is that side's working harder than the other side. Whether it's leaning a lot, like leaning on your shoulder, talking on the phone, you're right-handed or left-hand dominant, or sleeping position. Simply the overuse of one side for a long time will create long-term soreness because that muscle will eventually break down. If you're constantly using one side more than the other, you're going to be breaking down that side more than the other side, and eventually you're going to start to feel it. So more than likely, that's what I see. Another common factor that plays into this is forward head posture. So again, if you're on the computer, if you're on your phone, if you're playing video games, all that stuff, and your head is forward, that's going to stress this muscle out, especially if you're tilting your head one way or the other. So that's the most common thing that I see, is if we can get the posture better, that head over the shoulders, if we can do things more right and left-handed, not always talking on the phone on one side, and then also getting your spine checked, because the nerves that go to this muscle are actually located in the spine and spinal cord right in here. And so if we do have a neck malfunction, something called a vertebral subluxation, it could be affecting how that muscle is working, because if there's an injury to the spine, especially in your neck, all these muscles are going to be spasming in super tight to protect that area from getting worse. So it's difficult to say why there's that specific problem there for you, but generally the areas that I gave you are going to cover 90 to 95% of the reason why we have muscle soreness.
So Marguerite, tell me, what is the question that you would want to ask Dr. Chris Boman?
If I get adjusted the first time, do I have to keep getting readjusted?
You can choose to get adjusted whenever you want. There's no forcing to do this or that. If you get adjusted and it feels good, more than likely you're going to want to keep doing it. So in my office, most people choose to make regular appointments at a part of their healthy lifestyle. Just like you choose to eat fruits and vegetables, just like you choose to sleep enough, just like you choose to work out. Chiropractic is a part of your lifestyle because it helps overall your body work better, and it helps you adapt to all the various stresses, especially during this season. So that way you can keep on doing what you're doing without sacrificing any part of your lifestyle. Okay? My name is Dr. Chris. Thank you so much for asking these questions to the Sun News and Review. I look forward to next month.